Hello, and welcome to the Jenspiration Conversation. My name is Jennifer. Land. If this is the first time that one of my videos has landed in your feed, then I very much welcome you to this space. Thank you for clicking on the video and stepping foot into my little corner of YouTube. I very much appreciate it. Returning viewers and subscribers, always my deepest appreciation for coming back to sit and have another Jenspiration conversation. Here at the channel, we talk all things spiritual, but we keep it street. So street spirituality kind of turned into the brand. So if that sounds like you, then welcome and thank you for being here. Today, I want to chat with you with regards to a concept called the spiritual flu. And, there's going to be arguments, in amongst non-believers in the spiritual community. If you're outside the spiritual community, you might be like, the spiritual flu, come on. But if you are spiritual, you're here because you are spiritual. And it means that you will probably understand this concept and may even be experiencing it. And it's timely for me because I just came through I meant to say, like, not about in the Canadian way, like A-B-O-U-T, like all one word about, but a bout of spiritual flu symptoms. I'm on the other side of it, and I thought, I'm going to make a video around the spiritual flu, just to talk to my collective and share with them. So it's not going to be a long video. Get your favorite drink. Returning viewers and subscribers know, just grab a drink, pull up a seat at my kitchen table, and let's have a Jenspiration conversation, shall we? First things first, it is a stunning day here in Atlanta, Canada. It's nice and warm. I know I have a sweater on, but I have all the windows open just to create a cross breeze. And we have officially just landed into Gemini season. So happy birthday, Geminis. Your season is always so lovely because it's like the tail end of spring and it's the beginning of summer, and here we go and here we are. Let's chat around the spiritual flu, shall we? First, I need a drink. A little Diet Coke action for the afternoon. I have a little, just a few notes here, because before I sit down to do videos, I chat with Spirit and I'm like, this is what I want to talk about, or what should we talk about? And the spiritual flu, just a few things came to mind. So I just want to say right off the bat that I'm going to give you some symptoms in a second, but the spiritual flu, by definition in the spiritual community, is physical or emotional fatigue tied to energetic shifts. And it's true, it can sometimes be called the Ascension Flu. So everyone knows, or maybe you don't, but when you embark on your spiritual journey and you go through spiritual awakening after dark night of the soul, after ego death, after hermit stage, and all the things, you are essentially raising your vibration. So you are coming out of different frequencies, different timelines, and you're rising, right? You're ascending, you're going up and then up. And as you ascend, you will experience some physical symptoms of that ascension. So spiritual flu, ascension flu, when you're on an airplane and you're taking off on the airplane, and as you get higher and higher, you can feel, the fullness and the sometimes weird, like plugging ears feeling, and your head gets a little light or plugged or whatever. Some of the symptoms are the same for a spiritual flu. And they mimic a flu, like one that you may have caught, like a viral flu. So, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, obviously. So, if you are experiencing severe flu-like symptoms and you feel like, okay, this is more than just my spiritual awakening, please go see a doctor. I just want to cover myself there. But if you've been around the block a little bit in your spiritual journey and you're starting to see signs of your body aligning with that higher vibration, or if you can feel, and anyone who's been through this, we can all tell you, you can feel it. I've woken up and like started to walk around and been like, I feel different. Like I feel like I've just ascended, or I can actually feel like I'm on a different timeline. Like something energetically feels different, and it's hard to put into words. But if you've experienced that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So some of the symptoms of a spiritual flu will present just like a viral flu. Tired. And I'm talking deep levels of fatigue. And I think I just did a video around like resting, and you need to let your body rest and don't fight it, and stop working against what your body is trying to tell you. This is deep levels of fatigue. This is like you've slept for 8 or 9 hours, you wake up and you're still tired. Okay, so there's some deep levels of fatigue because your body is essentially like recalibrating itself. You are going up a floor, like you are ascending. So physically, it's going to affect your vessel. This is the kicker for me. This is the one that, drilled it home for me, was body aches. The past 2 weeks, I have not been able to physically be comfortable in sleeping, walking, sitting, standing. I ate. I took like a 5-minute beach walk with my dog, and I was like, my back hurts, my legs hurt, my neck hurt, my shoulder hurts, right across my solar plexus in the back, like just aches. And like even just like holding a pen, my fingers were aching, but I wasn't like coughing or sneezing or any of those things. I was like, this is just sudden body ache onset. So I just kind of leaned into it, took some time to just rest, and I used heating pads, and I used some sound healing, and I meditated a little bit more just to like lean in and say, body, it's okay. Like whatever we're going through, just work with me here. Another symptom is headaches or feeling fuzzy. Hi. I had a headache for a good week and a half. It just wouldn't go away. And feeling fuzzy is just kind of like this fog that you're in where something is happening, but you can't quite pinpoint it. But there's times where sometimes I couldn't even articulate and like form a sentence. That sometimes happens around full or new moons for me. But this coincided with the body ache. So I had a body ache, a headache, and I was having trouble forming sentences. So I was like, I think this is my spiritual flu, because I had one a couple of years ago, and I recognized the symptoms. I'm like, I think this is what it is. Another symptom is emotional swings or shifts. And it's true. I was just sitting there watching television 1 minute completely fine, and then a blubbering mess. And I was like, why am I crying? And then, the headache, and then my body was just aching, and I was just a mess, like an absolute emotional mess. And then that kind of worked its way through, and then, 10, 15 minutes later, I was fine. So it's like some energetic purging could be happening at the same time that you are ascending. The last one, and I just recently did a video on this, is food sensitivities. So I did a whole video on, as you work through your spiritual journey, your taste in food will change 1000%. But I became pretty sensitive to some foods recently, where there's some things that I used to really enjoy that the taste, like I would eat something and it tasted like metal in my mouth, and then the next one would taste like there was like an ashy taste. I was like, I'm obviously sensitive right now, because it was when I was crying and I had a headache and all of the things. I'm happy to report that I'm on the other side of that. I feel great. I feel fine. I'm back to eating what I normally eat. I'm not crying at the drop of a hat. My headache's gone. My body aches are gone. So I know that was an Ascension flu. So this past month, April, was a gong show. And then here we are mid to late May, and I'm on the other side. So for me, those it pretty much lasted a month. My spiritual flu kind of lasted a month. And that sounds like a lot when you're in it. But now that I'm on the other side, I'm like, okay, that was just a month where energetically I was raising my vibration. I'm coming into a new frequency. I just did a video on ear ringing, like ringing in your ears and what that is. And I was experiencing more of that. So for me, it was a culmination. It all took place. And you're getting this video in real time because I'm part of a collective. There's a collective of us experiencing the same thing. So if you have been feeling fuzzy or foggy at work or forgetful or ear ringing or headaches or just like this fatigue and body aches, like my body was aching like I had just, worked out for 24 hours straight. And I don't go to the gym. Like, I don't like the gym. But like muscle aches. I'm like, I haven't lifted anything. What is happening? So I wanted to make this video in case there was anyone else experiencing a spiritual flu at the same time that I was. This is a timeless video, regardless when it lands in your feed. The universe will put it in your algorithm when you're meant to see it. Now, ways to kind of cope with your ascension or spiritual flu, just some of the same ways that you would cope with a viral flu. So sleep, hydration, rest, grounding yourself, putting on a sound frequency, meditating, journaling, napping when you have to, resting when you have to. Don't push yourself. If you've got a headache, dark, quieter spaces, cold compress across the top of your head. For me, peppermint helps a lot with my headaches. There's an organic kind of natural remedy store near me, and they have a peppermint headache stick. And I just put the peppermint like right on my head, and it is the most soothing thing, and I'll fall right to sleep. So you could, maybe research that, see if it helps. I drank a lot of peppermint tea just to kind of settle things down, soak in like Epsom salts, take baths. You just have to slow down. Your body is energetically calibrating at a really high frequency, and your physical vessel is like fighting it. It's like, what are you doing? We have to catch up. Wait, we have to calibrate with you. So you may experience some of those symptoms that are like a viral flu. But again, if you feel it's viral and you have like that runny nose and the stuffy head and the cough, that's viral, okay? Because those aren't symptoms of a spiritual flu, okay? That's more of a viral flu, so get that looked at. But if you are experiencing any of the symptoms that I mentioned there, just take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, make time for yourself, do some things that are softer, lean into softer things. Even what you consume with your eyes and your ears, don't watch like harsh murder documentaries or like reality TV where there's a lot of yelling and drama and things like that, right? Like let your body lean into some softer things. Put on softer frequencies. Light candles. Don't turn the big light on. Keep things lower and softer. That's kind of how I worked my way through it. I walked a lot outside, fresh air, the wind going through you, just showering a lot too. I did a video on the power of the shower, keeping your crown nice and clean, keeping you energetically clean will really help. So that is the video for today. That's the message for today around spiritual flu. It's a real thing. Ascension flu, spiritual flu. If you are experiencing that, I'm going to send you a big hug and some healing energy out to you. Take care of yourself. Please slow down a little bit. I know it's nicer out and we feel like we have to get out and mow our lawn and garden and do all these things. Just chill for a bit, okay? It's not going to last forever. Your body just needs time to calibrate. So sending you healing and loving energy, and so much gratitude for sitting with me and having another Jenspiration conversation. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.